Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. The Princess of Wales has spoken candidly about her ongoing recovery from cancer, describing it as a roller coaster and acknowledging the pressure to maintain composure even when daily life feels unmanageable. During a visit to Colchester Hospital, the Princess reflected on the challenges of finding a new normal after illness, adding, "It's a roller coaster. It's not one smooth plane, which you expect it to be, but the reality is it's not. You go through hard times." The Princess was visiting the hospital's Wellbeing Garden, a space designed to offer calm and restoration to NHS staff, patients and visitors. The trip also marked the donation of 50 Catherine's Rose plants, named in honour by the RHS to the hospital. Proceeds from the roses sales support the Royal Marsden Cancer Charity. The Times took a closer look at royal expenses, with Michael Leckie writing, "News just in from Buckingham Palace, where the chief accountant has been romping through the numbers and reminding us what joy the royals bring, even when they're not in a horse and carriage." The gist of this annual exercise and the message they'd like you to take home is, here's what it costs for something you can't put a price on. The bad news, though, if you're James Chalmers, keeper of the Privy Purse, is that you then have to put a price on it. All credit then to Mr. Chalmers and his admirably straight face for saying, "Soft power is hard to measure, but its value is. I believe now firmly understood about an organisation that spent £44,822 on a 2-day boondoggle to Stafford and $605,000 on new plants for the East Terrace at Windsor." Hurrah, though, for the royals, around whom there's never a dull moment, unless you ask them about sustainable aviation. They seem, with notable exceptions whose surname is usually York, like decent people doing a decent job. And besides, the alternatives are varying degrees of unpalatable. Even if we staged a revolution, I wouldn't get my hands on the Vladimir tiara, so why bother? So why is the payroll of the new regime £6 million more than it was in 2022? How many people does one man need to squeeze his toothpaste and build flowing pathways on the East Terrace? Why are we spending £400 million making Buckingham Palace habitable when nobody wants to live in it? I realise that Charles likes Clarence House, but he has £6 million worth of staff. You'd think one of them could point out that living at Buck House is part of the job. In the Mirror, Norman Baker writes, "Buckingham Palace pretends the royals are being prudent with public money. What utter hogwash. They even have the cheek to suggest that Charles is being generous because he only takes 12% of the income of the Crown Estate. The shocking truth is that the royals really don't care how much public money they spend. Last year, they incredibly ran up a bill for the taxpayer of almost £1.2 million on charter flights just within Great Britain to places as difficult to reach as Glasgow, Edinburgh and Newcastle. And don't keep lecturing us about climate change, please, when you're in the top 1% of the world's emitters." With the royal train set to be decommissioned by 2027, the royal family will soon be saying farewell to the 9-carriage train, complete with bedrooms, dining rooms, office space that has served the monarchy for decades, but offering a private and comfortable way to travel around the UK. But single trips, sometimes exceeding £44,000, the cost has become increasingly difficult to justify. In its place, the royals will rely more on regular trains and their existing fleet of other vehicles. The Sovereign Grant report revealed that royal travel now costs nearly £4.7 million annually, with the helicopter flights alone accounting for £475,000. Last year, the family took 141 helicopter journeys, most of them through the King's helicopter flight, which operates 2 Sikorsky X-76C helicopters out of the RAF Oldham in Hampshire. For land-based travels, there are 5 state cars in active use, 2 Bentleys and 3 Rolls, reserved for formal engagements. For more routine business, semi-state Jaguars and Land Rovers are deployed. And the King also enjoys a personal collection of vehicles, including his recently acquired Lotus Electre. Ceremonial appearances sometimes call for a hybrid open-topped Range Rover. While public transport is rarely used, it's not unheard of. The late Queen famously opened the Victoria Line in the 1960s and more recently was seen with an Oyster card on the tube. Charles and Camilla have also taken the Underground to Heathrow, albeit more for publicity than practicality. The skies remain open too. The royal family can also charter flights on 2 Dassault Falcon 900 LX aircraft or take to the air in larger government planes like the Airbus A330, MRTT or A321 253NX when international duties call. As for the seas, there's no royal yacht these days. HMY Britannia, decommissioned in 1997, remains the last of its kind. Proposals for a modern replacement came and went, with Boris Johnson announcing a £250 million vessel in 2021, only for Rishi Sunak to scrap the plan in favour of a military surveillance ship. In short, from Rolls-Royce to public trains and everything in between, the royal family is still very mobile, just a bit more cost-conscious than before. More Palace in just a moment. Our spin-off series, Crown and Controversy, kicks off July 13th, with Season 1 taking a look at the courtship of William and Kate. There will be new episodes every Sunday on its own feed, so follow Crown and Controversy on your podcast app. If you'd like to listen to the entire season right now and commercial-free, become a premium subscriber to Keller Plus. For just $5 a month, you'll get this show, Palace Intrigue, without ads. And there's a lot of ads. Crown and Controversy's full season available ad-free right now, plus 25 other series on the network, all without ads or feed drops. It's a good deal. If you're on Apple Podcasts, just click on the banner that says uninterrupted listening, and you can even get a 30-day free trial of the service. For other podcast apps, go to caloroga.com/plus. We have a link in the show notes. Crown and Controversy launches July 13th. Wimbledon may serve strawberries and cream, but when it comes to the royal box, there's no sweetening the rule. In 2019, Meghan turned heads, not just for her celebrity status, but what she wore, denim jeans, which are a clear no-go in Wimbledon's members' areas. As a result, she wasn't seated in the royal box. To make matters worse, she left after Serena Williams' match, skipping Andy Murray's, which was viewed as a breach of etiquette for someone tied to the royal family. In what some are calling a subtle shift in tone, James Holt, Meghan and Harry's longtime right-hand man, has been spotted publicly acknowledging the work of two senior palace aides, including one at the centre of some of the Sussex's most bitter allegations. Holt, executive director of the Archibald Foundation and formerly part of the Sussex's inner circle, recently liked several LinkedIn posts from royal figures, including one by Jason Nauf, the former Kensington Palace staffer who famously accused Meghan Markle of bullying. The post praised Prince William's Earthshot Prize work and came just weeks after Prince Harry's appeal for reconciliation with his father and brother during a BBC interview. Nauf, once a close advisor to both Harry and Meghan, claimed in 2018 that Meghan's behaviour towards staff was totally unacceptable, leading to a formal complaint that ultimately helped fracture the relationship. Meghan has strongly denied the bullying accusations, calling them part of a smear campaign. Nauf, meanwhile, has consistently stood by his version of events, even saying earlier this year that he has no regrets about coming forward. The LinkedIn interaction visible to anyone following Holt surprised royal watchers given the long-standing animosity. Holt also liked and celebrated posts by Helen Cook, Assistant Private Secretary to King Charles III, included one showing the King celebrating 25 years of the Royal Drawing School. According to sources close to Holt, his interactions were more collegial than political. One insider told Mail Online that Holt has known Helen Cook since their time working together at Downing Street. As for Nauf, the source added that Holt had helped develop the Earthshot Prize during his Royal Foundation days and was simply showing support for a worthy cause. Still, the timing is hard to ignore. Prince Harry recently lost a high-profile court case over his security arrangements and used the moment to issue a public plea for family reconciliation. Meanwhile, Meghan continues to face the lingering fallout from the bullying allegations that re-emerged in February when Nauf stated on camera that he wouldn't change a thing. Whether Holt's digital olive branch is a signal of shifting Sussex strategy or merely a personal gesture remains to be seen. But in a feud as public and polarised as this one, even a quiet like can speak volumes. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, Apple, or the app of your choice, and leave us a nice review if you're enjoying the show. We like those nice reviews. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.